good idea for raising money for prom because it's super easy and it gets everyone involved and it's just very creative and a good way to do it, and everyone likes cake, so let's get started. A good thing is to keep the packaging from packet mixes and just display, not display, but have all your utensils on there that are dirty so you don't make a mess of your kitchen surface. A really good tip is to break your chocolate before you open the bag. That way you don't have to break it afterwards and you are not touching the chocolate and contaminating it. You know, you don't like people fondling you. So when it's simmering, you can put it on and then you can melt some chocolate and make Rice Krispie cakes while everything else is in the oven. This saves time because you won't have to wait for everything in the oven, so it's a good idea. So the next thing we are going to make is fairy cakes and a vanilla sponge. So this is really, really easy if you know how. So to make a vanilla sponge or fairy cakes, all you will need to get is some eggs. Get however many eggs you want, weigh them, and then with all the other normal ingredients, weigh exactly the same amount. So I'm going to have 8 eggs because I'm making quite a lot, so I'm going to have 8 eggs. Then with that measurement, I'm going to have the same amount of sugar, flour and butter. Mix it all together, you've got yourself a recipe. Another great tip is using an ice cream scoop to scoop batter into your cases. You'll get the perfect amount and it's just easier. Okay, so here I'm making Rice Krispie Rock and Road. So you crunch biscuits into Rice Krispie mix, add marshmallows, and it's set. It's easy as that. You might also know it as fridge cake. Very popular. Everyone loves fridge cake or rocky road, whatever you want to call it. And it's so simple to make. It's really helpful to use recipes all with the same temperature of 180 degrees. This way you won't have to change the dials all the time. For this one you get a buttload of butter, buttload of sugar, mix it all together. Then you take some flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, bicarbonate of soda and mix it all together in with it. Okay, so we're basically at the stage where it's like rubble, it's like half cooked cake mixture. This is where you want to add your eggs and your milk. Top tip, if you've run out of eggs like I have, milk is a great substitute. And then you want to mix that in very carefully. Oh my god, look at all that brownie. Okay, so I'm now making the icing. All I do is put butter and icing sugar together. This is butter icing. I think it's very British. If you're American, you probably call it frosting. Butter at a time as well. And you don't use as much butter as you think you need. And if it gets a bit wet, if it gets a bit dry even, just add a little bit of milk. Another great tip is if you do start to get clouds, is to put something over it to stop the clouds. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a fairy cake. So it's really simple. You take a muffin, or apple cake, whatever you want to call it, and you cut the top off. Like so. Maybe a bit neater than that. Then you cut this bit in half to make the wings. Put them to one side. Then you get some butter icing, put some on. Depends how much you want really. And you spread that on nicely. And then you add the wings back on, like so. Make it look presentable, I guess. Like so. And then you can add sprinkles to make it look pretty. You know, you can really go out and be inventive and do whatever you want. But I think that's really pretty, and I'm going to do the rest now. Okay, so now I'm making the cake pops. This is really easy. I've just got all my mashed up cake and some icing that I made earlier, and I'm just going to mix it together. Okay, so now that's all mixed together, I'm going to roll them into balls and decorate them. Okay, so that's boiling, so when it's gone golden, I'm going to tip it over the popcorn and the Rice Krispies and the chocolate and everything and mix it together.